Hello there everyone, my name is João Zanini, I'm from Brazil, and on this video I'm gonna teach you how to perform some basic editing tasks inside the DAW which I commonly use, that is called Fruity Loops Studio. Well, let's start by naming and coloring our project. The project itself is separated on two main views, the pattern view and the song view. At the pattern, we will be working directly with each instrument and their scoring. On the song view, we will be joining these patterns, these scores previously made, with audio sources and everything else in order to compose the final song. Okay, so let's start by naming the pattern. You choose the pattern you want to name, go on Rename and Color, or simply press F2 when it's selected. You put the name of probably the instrument or synthesizer that you're working on. On this box here on the right, you can choose the color. Left click, press enter, it's done. You can see here on the track line that the name and the color has changed. Very well. Now let's name the track. Let's suppose that these little bells are part of my upper percussion. So I put the name on it, choose the color, left click, enter, and it's done. And for loops we can also put an icon to have a better visual presentation of it. In order to hear a specific cycle, go over this dark timeline, right click on it and drag on the direction which you want to hear the loop. Once selected, just free it and play it. In order to break this cycle, simply drag it all the way back and it's done. To add the markers on your song, go on this little tab here, go to the last top option and click on Add One. Name it the way you want it. Usually the first one's gonna be put in the beginning, so I usually call it a beginning. Then you can add a marker on other places by right clicking on the dark timeline. After every marker is placed, you can play a specific part of your song by double clicking the marker. Now let's do some trimming. In order to trim, you only have to select the box of whatever you want to trim and left click on this edge and drag it. To improve your visibility, it's good to know how to zoom in and out. An easy way to do this is by holding the Ctrl button and rolling on your scroll. Another way to do this is by selecting the Zoom tool. Left click, it goes nearby. You want to see a specific part, left click and drag. You see it. Once you come back, hold the Alternate button and left click, and it's back again. Alright, now let's suppose that I'm unhappy with a little slice of my wind effect going on the background of the music. I pick the Slice tool, which is shortcut C, and slice the part that I don't want to be there. Then I pick back the Draw tool and drag it out, or simply right click to delete it. Left click on each section to drag them and put them together or apart. I don't know if Fruity Loops has a tool for easily fade in, fade out and crossfade function, but I know that you can do this working over its volume on the automation clip. So let me show you it. Select the instrument and pattern which you want to do this. Right click on the volume knob, which is the second knob on the pattern view. Left click on Create Automation Clip. And and then you will see this channel volume envelope that has been created. It's going to affect the volume of the selected pattern. So here you can create a fade in and fade out by right-clicking on the point that you want to stretch on, and then you left-click on the other parts. And this way you can create a fade-in effect at the beginning and a fade-out effect at the end. Last but not least, let's change our grid options. Just a little tip: if you want to move something free from the grid markers, press and hold the Alt button and left click on it again, and you will be able to move it freely from the grid's definitions. Now, if you want to change the grids itself, go over the Place options, View, and you can change its time segments, its behind clips, and its grid color. You can see it's now differently marked by beats. And let's change the color. And that's it. We're done. I hope you have enjoyed and understood how to perform basic editing tasks inside of Fruity Loops Studio DAW. I would be very glad to receive an honest feedback from you, and I see you next week.